What's up guys, welcome to a new video. Now in front of the fireplace, pretty cozy atmosphere. I really like it, especially if it's autumn, you have to get warm and this is the best way for it. So, perfect. And also a very important topic, as I have seen in a video I will talk about later, is the hair of a YouTuber. So I think my hair looks pretty good. I was at the barber last week, so nice shape, long beard. Don't look anymore like 13 right now, so I'm adult right now. Thumbs up for this. And yeah, let's continue with the topic of today's video. It's about kinetic titles. And I decided to make this video because I saw Rob's video and I think I have a quicker, easier and faster way to do kinetic titles, and they, in my opinion, look better because Rob has too much effects going on and I like my slimmer version of it. Let's jump into Lumafusion. We are in Lumafusion now, and the first thing we are doing is adding a overlay title. Let's place it 1 second because that's the point where we want the title to start. Double tap to edit and delete the text. Now add a shape and change it to the 3 pixel line. Now change the face color of it to a color you want. I will choose turquoise. So now go back and add a second overlay title. Again, double tap to edit, but now edit the text, change it to the font you want to use, and now type in your title. In this case, we will call the title The Berlin Weekend. So now we are typing in Berlin. Now also change the color if you want to. I want to, and I'm choosing yellow. Okay, perfect. Now add a third overlay title. Double tap to edit. Same game as before. Type in the words you want to have, change the font and change the color. Okay, and go back to your timeline, and you may know already what to do. Of course, add a title, change the font, change the text, and if you want to change the color, in my case I will leave the color white because I like the whole composition. This is the first step. The second step is to change the position. Important is that you are changing the positions in the titles tab. So down below, below the timeline in the effects tab, you are seeing the titles tab. You have to stay there. And what I'm doing is I'm positioning the text around the Berlin text, so the yellow one. And I want everything to be lined up and fit a square. So what we're doing is we are lining up the of the weekend with the N of Berlin, adding a little gap to make the turquoise bar we are editing right now fit in between. So we are changing the position of the turquoise bar as well, also in the titles tab. Bring it down so it fits right in the middle in between weekend and Berlin to be perfect centered. And of course we are also changing the length of it so it fits the so the line between N and D and the W. And the last step is to change the position of the word the, and to make it fit in the imagined square around the title, we have to change the size and make it a bit smaller. So write this like this. This looks pretty good. And now we are also lining it up with the word Berlin. So use the arrows to be as precise as possible. Okay, that's it. That's step 2. And now we are going back to our timeline to do the last and third step. we are adding effects. Therefore, we are changing the length of the title because we want the words to appear one after another. So just follow my example. Always do like a 10 frame gap in between in a 30 FPS timeline. So like this looks pretty good. Now we are adding the effects, therefore we go into frame and fit and select the blending, add a keyframe at the 15 seconds and a keyframe at 0 seconds, set opacity to 0 and 100 at the second keyframe. So the line appears. Then we are double tapping Berlin to edit it, also go to frame and fit and size and position. Then we are adding a keyframe at the first frame and move Berlin out of the frame like this. Then we move on forward like 4 frames and bring Berlin back into 0 like this. Then we move forward another frame and let Berlin bounce back, but just like -2 at position Y. And then we move on another 2 frames, add a keyframe and bring everything back to 0. And that's the whole effect. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Minimalistic version of it. Yep, we like it. So that's what we repeat with the 2 other words. The only thing we are changing is the direction of the movement. So the V we will move out on the left of the frame and then bring it back. So add a keyframe at the first frame. Make it slow again so everybody can follow. Then add another keyframe at 4 frames. Go back to the first frame and use the position X slider to bring it out of the frame. Then go back to the 4 frames keyframe, which is at 0. Go on another frame, add the bounce at position X with -2 like this, and then move on 2 frames and bring everything back to 0. And now we repeat the whole process with the word weekend. Also add a keyframe at the first frame, move weekend out of the frame, go on 4 frames, add another keyframe, bring it back to 0, move on 1 frame, let it bounce down 2 points, then go on 2 frames and bring everything back to 0. And that's it, and the whole effect is done. Pretty fast, pretty simple, has a nice look. Okay guys, this was the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Give thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you do so. And we are seeing each other at the next video. Till then, bye.